Holy crap, have things been changing fast in the real estate and mortgage world. This past week was crazy. Bank of Canada's emergency interest rate drop. Mortgage rates start going all over the place, and the stress test is put on hold. One hell of a week. That's all I can say looking back on it. Well, so much my prediction. The real estate market wasn't going to be impacted by the coronavirus. That's long out the window. Since there's new stuff in the news, let's do it. Real estate rumblings time. Hey guys, I'm Matthew Pfeiffer. Welcome back to Bold Prairie Real Estate. All I can really say right now is, wow, we really are in uncharted territory. I don't think anybody's ever seen anything like this before. We've got schools shut down, businesses are reducing hours or closing entirely, sports leagues canceled, large gatherings prohibited. This is really uncharted territory for us here. So please follow the health directives that you've been given in your respective areas. It's very important you do so. For my life personally and in my business, I've been trying to conduct business in as much of a normal fashion as I possibly can. But of course, we're going to reduce the face-to-face meetings, do more text messages, phone calls, video calls, that type of stuff. But buyers are still out looking. Sellers are still opening their houses up for viewings. So I'm trying to conduct those in as clean and orderly fashion as we possibly can. Let's make sure we're protecting everybody, but people are still out buying and selling houses right now. Then in my personal life, my family here, my wife's a nurse having to work extra overtime hours here. Some of the staff can't come in. They're having to quarantine there. So there's lots of extra overtime hours available. She's working like crazy. And all you health professionals out there, thank you very much for putting in all the extra hours and being away from your family like you are right now. I really appreciate it. But let's go through the news of the day. Well, it may not be business as usual right now, but this is still Bold Prairie Real Estate. We're going to start this off with a bad dad joke. So the other day, I bought a pair of running shoes from a drug dealer. Maybe it wasn't the best decision I've ever made because I don't know what he laced them with. I was tripping all over them all day. Okay. Now, I actually wanted to make this video on Friday of last week, but with all the craziness that was going on, it was really tough to kind of stay on top of the news. I wanted to wait till things settle out because a couple of big changes. Of course, the first thing was the Bank of Canada dropped its interest rate on Friday in an emergency session by another half point. That was in addition to the half point that they dropped the week before. And I really thought this was going to continue those rate drops that we had seen for about a week now, where interest rates had really started to come down a whole bunch on those 5-year fixed rates offered by the banks. Some of them, and I'm looking at you, Bank of Nova Scotia, First National, they decided to actually raise their 5-year fixed rates by about 10 or 20 basis points. They did drop the variable rates though. That being said, 5-year fixed is still lower than the variable rates. You can see 2.35 from some of the banks. Even the big banks are offering 2.59. So if you're looking at buying right now, these interest rates are really, really good and saving people a significant amount of money on those month-to-month mortgage payments. Then, of course, the stress test. This was one that was going to be changed in April of this year. The idea was that it was supposed to be, when they originally set up the stress test, 2 interest points higher than your quoted interest rate or 5.19%, whichever was higher. Now they said, okay, we're going to change that. It's just going to be 2 interest points above what your quoted rate starting the first weekend of April. That is all now on hold. They're not changing that. It's going to be the same stress test we've had for a while now, but I really think that's going to come back for review. Once everything starts to settle down, the dust settles on this coronavirus, I think we'll go back and they'll review that stress test again. They'll say, no, it's going to be 2 interest points above what your quoted rate was. So it doesn't change the interest rate you're being given, but it changes your qualification. So for uninsured and insured mortgages, stress test is still the same. Nothing changes. That's it, guys. That's a quick wrap up on some of the news here. Please, again, follow those health directives that are in your area, and thank you very much for watching.